Hello and welcome back to another issue of the Mortal Realms magazine. This week we're up to issue number 9. Can you believe it already? Nearly in double figures. Okay, so we have a turquoisey colour on the front there, and we have a look at what we're going to be getting in this issue. And we have our 3 bullet points as always, and number 9 in the corner there. Okay, so our bullet points for this issue are Sequitors and Castigators. Now, we met these guys before in previous issues. Have a look back at previous videos. Discover the Legions of Nagash. That sounds really good already. And new rules to play through. So we're moving along with the rules, like I said in last issue. It's nice. Hopefully, we're going to be up and running. I should be able to people actually requested that I do a couple of playthrough videos, so they will be coming at some point, but please don't pin me down to a date at the minute because things are a little bit hectic, to say the least. Okay. Alright. So, automatically, before I actually pick the magazine up, I find a little leaflet here. The Cosmos Arcane. Okay, so just opening it, it says The Age of Myth. The God King's Travels. So, we have one side that says The Age of Myth, and that gives us some bump about more fluff and stuff like that. And the other side is the Cosmos Arcane, which looks like a map of the different realms. So that's nice. Straight away, isn't it? A little bit more bump for you guys who like it. Okay, so got over the front cover, got over the leaflet there, guys. What you're really here for, not me or the Jaws t-shirt, but the models. Okay, so this week we are getting 5 reinforcements for our Stormcast. Just looking to sprue quickly, I can see, oh crikey, where are we? 1, 2. I can see 2 crossbows, so I think it's going to be 2 Castigators, who are the guys with the ranged weapons, and it's going to be 3 Sequitors, who are the guys with the big axes, the combat guys. Okay, and we get 5 little bases with it. Alright guys, so I'm going to go up top, and I'm going to show you the magazine, then I'm going to go away, build the models, show you them, and we'll be done for another one. So, Mortal Realms, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, issue number 9. There's our models on the front, and our little bullet points also. So, the contents for this issue: Marks of the Righteous, Legions of Nagash, the Valley of Bones. Well, that sounds interesting. How to build Sequitors and Castigators, how to paint Sequitors and Castigators, The Dead Refuse to Die, which is the playthrough. Okay, yeah, a new step in the combat phase that allows models to avoid taking damage. It introduces our save and roll, which we'll go over when we get there. And The Age of Myth, okay? Editorial, and then we come straight on to the first page, Stormcast Eternals, Marks of the Righteous, and it's basically showing us a little diagram of a Stormcast Eternal in a rather nice silver and red and gold armour scheme. And it basically just goes over all the different parts of the armour, your symbols of rank and your tabards, etc. Okay? And a little bit about the icons, the iconography that are on the various shields and stuff like that. Okay? Okay, that carries on over the page with more details about shields. The chamber designation, so that is the colour of the helmet, not the helmet, the stuff that comes off the helmet, like the horsehair. There's probably a word, it's been a long day, I've forgotten. Shows you a bit about the tabards, beast marks, which are the marks that are on the actual shoulder pads, and conclave iconography. So that's all interesting. It's, I say, every week we'll learn that a little bit more. And here is a section I'm going to go away and read later. Death, the Legions of Nagash. Nagash's undead warriors are almost limitless in number. They are divided into vast legions, each made up of different kinds of undead, but they're all equally lethal and enslaved to the will of the great necromancer himself. Okay. Oh, now this is nice. The Legion of the Night, the Legion of Sacrament, and the Legion of Blood. Okay. The Valley of Bones. That looks like a little bit of a... Yeah, it's about the battle section. So that's just telling us about a battle that's happened there. So we can already see some Sequitors in there with some chain rasps. And Glaive Wraiths, I think. Glaive Wraith Stalkers. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, or what? Okay, so there's more of the bump there down below. A little bit of iconography. And then we get straight to the how to build Secretors and Castigators. I've built these before. I built them in a Soul Wars box, and I built them obviously for this magazine. Nice and easy. Just remember what I said last issue. Anything that you've got these pins in that you plug in, just trim them a little bit, because you find that like they are actually a little bit longer than they need to be. Okay, so there we go. That's all that done there. And then the how to paint Secretors and Castigators. So it tells us to gather your paints, a little bit of brush care, gather your models. All self-explanatory. We're painting them in Retributor armour. So that's the first coat, second coat, final coat. Okay, and then we're doing what we've done with the models last week. We're getting the Rakeland Flesh Shade, and we are inking them to bring out all the details. And then it says just basically let the ink dry. And as you can see there, you can play with them. I'd happily play with them. I'd have no issue. Of note this week as well is the bases are just plain black ones. They're not the normal nice ones that we're used to, but that's not a big deal. I'll go over it at some point. Maybe a tutorial on how to make your own bases and stuff. Nice and easy. Okay, and it says Secretors and Castigators with the highlights. And it's basically just showing us again a little bit of dry brushing on your models. You all know how you do that by now. Dip your paint in. Get as much paint off the brush as you can, so it's almost like a talcum powder, kind of just powder. And then just basically lightly brush over the raised areas like they're doing here. Okay. And then same stage as last week as well. Corax White on the tabard. Hey, there you go. And then we're going to paint that blue. Okay, the Cantor blue, what we got last week. That's all nice little job. And again, a beautiful full page spread of what your models will look like with that level of paint job on them. Then we get to the Dead Refuse to Die. Anastasia Starstrike shouldered her weapon and waved her troops forward. The Nighthorns were everywhere, forcing the Secretors to battle for every inch of ground. Still, there was no sign of magical treasure they sought. There was no choice but to fight on and delve even further into the Dark Tomb. So this one's basically 5 Secretors and 10 Chain Rasps. Okay, so we know what these are by now. Okay, the War Scrolls. And again, Secretors attack, Chain Rasps attack, and I say this time it actually gives us the details of a save roll. So what a save roll is basically is it's if I wound you, I roll to hit and then I roll to wound. And in previous issues we've actually just if there's a wound, the model's had it, it's taken off the board out of action. A save roll is basically like you have to roll over, say, a 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and it gives you a chance. So in sort of gameplay terms, I've hit you with my axe, it's grazed your armour, you're wounded, but it's not fatal, you literally fight on. So it's basically just it's a way to negate wounds. Okay, so it finishes off there with the battle continues, and then it gives us more War Scrolls for Mermorn Banshees, which I know a few of you liked, Glaive Wraith Stalkers, which are one of my favourites, and the Castigators. They're now mandatory. Back page with guidance, Warhammer community and exploration, just telling us where we can go with to get more support online. And there we go, coming to Mortal Realms in issue 10, and we're going to have another pot of paint, and we're going to have a Tomb Banshee who looks really, really good. Okay, one out there for you guys who like your ethereal ladies. Okay, so I'm going to go away, build those models, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you them. Okay guys, so I went away and I built these. These are really nice to build. This is the first Secretor. I see he's in his pose there, ready to strike with his mace. These went together really, really well, guys. Really well. Absolutely no problem at all. I think it took like, maybe 2 minutes to do each one. Really easy, clear instructions. Nice and nice plain job. All the pieces mold together well. Happy with that. Okay, so that is the first one of our Secretors. Our second Secretor is in a different pose. This time he's got his mace almost horizontal, about to strike. If you can see it from that angle there. So you see the shield, and there's a little bit of stuff on the floor here. On the base, just for a little bit of decoration, I suppose. Okay, so there he is there. Sorry about the hands, guys. Okay, and then we have the Sequitur Prime. The Primes are basically just like the sergeants, and you can see because he's got the bigger mace there, the full size mace. Where the other guys have got like a sort of axe size mace. He's got like a sort of staff with the weapon on the end there, and he's ready to strike in that position there. Just turning around so you can just see the back with the flowing capes and that sort of stuff, guys. There he is. Okay, that's the Sequitur Prime. And then we also get 2 castigators, the guys with the crossbows. So these are really nice because if you see them properly there, the heads are actually turned the same way the bows are, and they're ready to fire some bolts off into some oncoming Nighthorns unlucky enough to be in the way. Okay, so there we go. And your final castigator in a similar pose, but the bow is elevated at a slightly different angle. Okay, so there are your minis for this issue, guys. All that's left to do is to just do the YouTube thing. If you've managed to fall across me via the YouTube algorithm, search engines, Bing, Google, YouTube search, social media, Instagram, Twitter or Facebook, or hopefully word of mouth. Have a look around, guys. I don't just do this series, I do other stuff, Funko Pop reviews, I do board game reviews, miniature game reviews, I do some sports stuff, I do a little bit of all sorts. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment. And to you returning folks, thank you as always. I'm going to go away now and I'm going to get ready for my 50th birthday tomorrow. Okay, catch you all next time, folks.